Follow the last clue down where the light never reached. Every stray detail, every voice nobody believed. We keep the tide rolling for the ones they walk past. Follow the last clue till the truth looks right.
The Last Clue is a true crime podcast presented by Smith Media Team, LLC. We focus on cases that did not receive the media attention they deserved and cold cases where family and friends desperately need closure. From small towns to international destinations, from Seattle to Sydney and everywhere in between, always keep searching for the last clue.
What if I told you an 18-year-old university student was stabbed to death on his walk home, and the police handcuffed him as he lay dying because they believed his killer's lie? And then what if I told you that moment sparked national outrage, political debate, and a full watchdog investigation?
And what if I told you this case from Hampshire and the Isle of Wight policing area may have had major implications for another case you heard exclusively on The Last Clue, a case right in America's heartland.
Tonight, we're connecting 2 murders, 2 failures, and 2 families demanding answers.
But before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed for exclusive content only on Buzzsprout. You can join our Facebook community by searching The Last Clue podcast or support the show on Buy Me a Coffee. Your engagement helps us keep investigating the cases that matter.
On the night of December 3rd, 2025, 18-year-old Henry Nowak, a first-year accounting and finance student at the University of Southampton, left his student accommodation in Portswood around 8:30 to celebrate the end of term with his football teammates.
And why wouldn't you? You'd want to go out and celebrate.
Absolutely.
Henry was originally from Essex, the first in his family to go to university,
Oh.
and described by those who knew him as kind, hardworking, ambitious, and full of life. It's always those people.
It's always the good people. We're safe.
He played for 2 university football
Whoa.
teams and worked part-time at a local Morrison's.
Well, later that night, closed caption TV captured Henry entering the Hobbit pub in Belvoir Valley around 11 p.m. and leaving a few minutes later without even ordering a drink. So he had had some alcohol earlier, but he was under the legal limit of drink to drive, as they call it over there.
Around 11:30 p.m., as Henry walked home along the Belmont Road in Portswood area of Southampton, he encountered 23-year-old Vickrum Singh Digwa.
Evidence presented at trial showed that Henry noticed Digwa carrying a large blade and began filming him on his phone.
If he had a large blade, I would too.
I would too. We've got some similarities going on here already. But footage from Henry's phone captured Digwa walking away during a verbal exchange. Is this sounding familiar to you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just checking.
The prosecutors argued that Digwa became angry when he realized he was being filmed. He grabbed Henry's phone and a confrontation followed. In an instant, Digwa stabbed Henry multiple times with a ceremonial dagger.
Yes, Henry was stabbed 5 times, to be exact. That dagger, you know how big that dagger was? 8 inches.
Little over 8
A
inches.
little over 8 inches. Oh, so
You're
21
carrying
centimeters
that.
for our international listeners.
You're carrying that.
Yes, wouldn't you?
No, I don't carry a Swiss Army knife, much less that.
No, I don't either, ceremonial or not. But when Henry was stabbed these 5 times, it included a fatal wound to his chest that caused pretty significant internal bleeding.
Instead of calling an ambulance, though,
Whoa.
Digwa filmed Henry as he sat on the ground, bleeding and struggling to breathe.
Joe Powell.
Digwa's mother later arrived and removed the knife from the scene.
I have so many questions for her. So many. But when police arrived, Henry was laying on the ground saying that he had been stabbed and could not breathe. He repeatedly said, "I can't breathe. I've been stabbed." Digwa told officers that he was the victim, claiming Henry had racially abused him, assaulted him, and knocked off his turban.
Those claims were described in court as a, quote, wicked lie,
Wicked lie.
end quote. But in that moment, the officers chose to believe him. They handcuffed Henry, who was stabbed and bleeding. They handcuffed Henry and told him he was under arrest, even as he lay there critically injured.
Telling them he's injured when the police told him, "We don't think so, mate." But within minutes, the severity of Henry's condition became clear. The handcuffs were removed and CPR was started. And then an ambulance was called.
Finally.
But a pathologist later testified that nothing officers could have done that night would have saved Henry's life.
Oh, how do you know that?
Well, a 911 call might have helped.
I didn't go to medical school. I don't know that wouldn't have saved his life.
I don't know either, but when somebody's telling you that they've been stabbed and they can't breathe, my first thought would be, hey, we should probably get some help and uncuff him.
Who did this pathologist work for, I wonder?
But sadly, Henry was pronounced dead at the scene.
Now let's take you back a couple of months to May. Digwa was convicted of murder and possession of a bladed article. I would imagine the murder charge is much more important and potent than possession of a bladed article, but we had to throw that one in there.
Well, it is a charge. and a
Last
conviction.
month, he was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 21 years. So he has to serve 21 years, but he has the opportunity to get out.
That's so odd to me. Life in prison, minimum 21 years.
That's not life in prison.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
His mother was convicted of assisting an offender by removing the weapon. I would certainly hope so.
Yes, but the case didn't end with the verdict, like so many cases do not. The release of the police body cam footage showing Henry being handcuffed as he lay dying sparked national outrage, as it should.
It sparked outrage in this studio.
That's very true. Also, protests in Southampton and a wider debate about policing, knife crime, and so-called quote-unquote two-tier policing.
And we're going to dive into more of that right after this.
Late night, headphones on, door locked, static fade.
I need to talk about something keeping me upright today.
Well, whoa.
Fix Coffee Brand. I can't tell you how much I love this.
My coffeeholic.
If you've listened to the show for more than 5 minutes, you know that I'm a coffee person and I love my dark roast and their Shadow Ultra Dark Roast. Oh my God. It's basically jet fuel for people who have to read case files at 2:00 in the morning.
I'm going to tell you, just from over here, it smells like a campfire. And I bet you that tastes like a midnight crime scene.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. And somehow still goes down smooth.
Shadow is a single origin South American roast, bold, smoky, and perfect for anyone who needs to stay sharp. I cannot tell you enough that it will keep you on your toes. It's so good.
And a bonus for our listeners, you can save 15% off your first order.
Now, we only have a few of these. They only gave us a few. So rush to their website, Fix Coffee Brand, to use this code because we have limited numbers.
The coupon code is Kyle Smith, or by following the link in our description.
Do you want to hear what your next coffee fix sounds like?
Go.
That's your next coffee fix.
Then a quiet clock, name on a page, filed and forgot, someone's whole life, trapped in a footnote.
You just heard about the murder of Henry Nowak, a young man stabbed 5 times on his way home, filmed by his killer, and handcuffed by police as he lay dying because they believed the lie. This isn't Big Brother. They actually believed the lie.
Yes, but before we get deeper into the policing side of this, I have to ask you this. Can we talk a quick second about this Charlie Crockett ad campaign thing?
That is such a good description of what that is.
His team made it look like actual news.
And it wasn't.
It was not.
They made this big deal out of nothing. And his marketing team made it sound like it was this official news. So this whole thing blew up after Charlie Crockett kicked Twin Temple off of his upcoming tour. Charlie Crockett, country music artist, very successful, started out just like most musicians, small time, playing in dive bars and actually playing on the street in New Orleans during Mardi Gras. But in this whole story, his camp cited creative differences.
Whatever.
But fans saw it as a moral stance against their satanic-themed aesthetic.
He knew.
Well, enter Jack White from the White Stripes. Jack White, the most 5 most famous notes, 7. Oh my God. Jack White steps in and offers Twin Temple an opener spot, turning the whole thing into a public debate, which we're doing now, about image, morality, and marketing.
And meanwhile, real good is happening in music, and it's not getting the same energy.
That's right. You've got guys like Justin Moore, who just completed rehab and publicly committed to help others, saying he wants to support, quote, as many people as possible, end quote, going forward.
Or how about one of my all-time favorite bands, Shinedown? Eric Bass stepped away from their North American tour due to serious mental health crash.
Very serious.
Very serious.
I mean, they're going on a major tour, and he said, I can't do this. I know enough about myself. I have to step away.
Yeah. And he's choosing treatment over performance, and major kudos to him. And you know what? The band is fully backing him on this.
And as they should.
I'm over here doing quiet golf claps when I really want to be shouting from the rooftops.
Or how about a guy that we're familiar with? We love their music. We love the band, love the guys. How about Matt Brandyberry from Ashes to New? He and the band.
Matt is so good.
I don't want to give Matt full credit. Slow down, Matt.
Yeah, well, I love From Ashes to New.
But the band launches an anti-bullying stance and campaign after seeing fans struggle with harassment and abuse. So he saw fans of From Ashes to New struggling with harassment and abuse, especially online. And the band decided to make an anti-bullying stance and create a campaign around it.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe instead of Charlie Crockett's moral grandstanding disguised as marketing, we should amplify the artists actually doing good.
Well, we don't have to worry about that for a little while because Charlie deactivated the old social media just recently.
Boop. Sorry.
So we've got musicians that are out here trying to make a positive change. Meanwhile, we're going back to our original story about the police response to Henry Nowak's murder becoming a national controversy.
The body cam footage showing Henry being handcuffed as he lay bleeding. I mean, as it should, it prompted outrage and protests and calls for accountability, which is really important. And the case was referred to the IOPC, or their Independent Office for Police Conduct. And the local police and crime commissioner ordered an inquiry into how officers handled the scene. Now, if only that could be across the world.
We're heading that way. Critics argued that this was an example of, quote, two-tier policing, as you mentioned earlier, where the word of a suspect, in this case Digwa, was given more weight than the visible suffering of a victim. Just take that in for a second.
I'm holding my mouth.
The word of a suspect was given more weight than the visible suffering of a victim. Henry's family have called for a review of knife laws and exemptions for religious blades, arguing that the system failed to protect their son.
Well, not that it does a whole lot of good or holds a whole lot of weight, but the police have since apologized, saying they were unaware of the severity of Henry's injuries in those first moments.
And that's terrifying that he was laying there bleeding, saying, I can't breathe. And they are saying that they were unaware. That's terrifying to me.
It's absolutely terrifying. There's so much to say about it. But for Henry's family, that apology doesn't really change the outcome. Their son's gone.
And now, from across the pond, we are going to bring that back to America's heartland when we come back.
Late night, headphones on, door lock, static fade.
Sorry, you caught me with my mouth full.
What?
Okay, I need to talk about something real quick. That's the complete opposite of murder investigations for a quick second.
I'm okay with that.
Sorry, this is so good. Birthday cake from Deutsche Foods.
Oh, okay. I've seen this in the refrigerator, and you have been, and I say this in the utmost respect, you've been eating this all week.
I have. It's ridiculous. It's dangerously good. It is Deutsch's collaboration with Chef Joe Sasto, handlebar mustache dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love him. But it is seriously scrumptious, sprinkled as boop, and tastes exactly like birthday cake. I swear to God. And it's just got that little touch of toffee. Oh. It is dessert you can eat with a spoon or fork every day.
And weren't you telling me that there were some very good aspects to it?
Gluten-free.
Oh.
It is low sugar.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. It is dangerously good.
Okay, so leave the podcast on, get on your phone, go to your computer, whatever you need to do, because for a limited time, you can save 15% on your first order if you use the coupon code The Last Clue. Or you can follow the link that will be in our description. So again, go to Deutsche Food, that's DOICH Foods. Go to their website.
It's so good, guys.
Grab
I'm not
everything you can, because they have a limited edition flavor right now on their website. Grab everything you can, use the coupon code The Last Clue, or follow the link in our description to get 15% off your first order.
Then a quiet clock, name on a page, filed and forgot, someone's whole life, trapped in a footnote.
One more housekeeping item before we get back into the case. Make sure you're subscribed for exclusive content. It's only on Buzzsprout. If you can hear the sound of my voice right now, you can only subscribe to our exclusive content on Buzzsprout. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, if you're listening on Spotify, wherever you're listening, you're not going to see the exclusive content. You won't even see it. The only place you can hear it is on Buzzsprout, and it's $5 a month. Not a day, not a week. It is $5 per month. You can also join our Facebook community by searching The Last Clue Podcast, or you can give us support for the show. I knew what I was saying. I've got fixed coffee on the brain. You can give the show support on Buy Me a Coffee. Your engagement helps us keep investigating these cases that matter.
Now, let's recap. Henry Nowak stabbed 5 times on Belmont Road, filmed by his killer with his own phone. He was on Snapchat, by the way. Does that sound familiar as well?
Yeah, this is becoming eerily familiar.
Right? Handcuffed by police who believed a fabricated story. Does that sound familiar?
Oh, yeah.
The fallout with the public outrage, the watchdog investigations, and debates about knife laws, because also they found like 20 knives in his home, at least.
He was very into weapons.
He was very into weapons. And then the policing standards. Oh, does that? Okay, got it.
So now we dive in deeper. Another young man whose death raises similar questions, Joseph Laszlo Matthews Powell. Listen to that name, also known as Joe Powell.
Joe was 23. According to the medical examiner's report, Joe suffered acute blunt force trauma to the head, including fractures of both occipital bones, intracranial bleeding, diffuse cerebral edema, subdural and subarachnoid hemorrhages, axonal injury. If you listen to the body cam footage and the 911 call, you can hear his agonal breathing, and hypoxic ischemic brain damage.
And if you don't know what we're talking about right now in the case of Joe Powell, you can go back and listen to our entire season 2, which we dedicated to Joe Powell, 10 episodes. We hadn't planned on starting with 10 episodes. We planned on doing 1, possibly 2 episodes. And as information kept coming in on this case, we kept recording. We kept digging. So if you want to know, if you don't know who Joe Powell is,
You need to.
got an easy solution for you. Go back in our catalog, go back to season 2, and listen about the case of Joe Powell.
And we guarantee you, you're not going to find it anywhere else because nobody else has covered this story.
You should see how the local media has, and I say covered in air quotes.
It's embarrassing.
It is truly embarrassing. So Joe's blood alcohol level was somewhere between 0.17 and 0.2, but no drugs were detected.
He underwent a left craniectomy.
See, and that's, I remember that from one of our episodes where we talked about that.
Yes.
This is, folks, if you don't know what that is, like I didn't when I first heard it, that is a desperate attempt to relieve pressure on his swelling brain. And despite that, the report describes catastrophic brain injury, herniation, widespread neuronal death, and diffused axonal damage.
Do you know what the manner of death was?
I can only guess after all of those huge words that I never learned in school.
Homicide.
That's shocker.
The cause of death? Acute blunt force trauma to the head due to assault.
Now, again, if you go back and listen to our coverage on Joe Powell, you will realize how closely these stories are.
They align very eerily.
There are many similarities in these stories. So if you've been following the Henry Nowak case, you need to go back and listen to season 2 about Joe Powell. It will make the hair on the back of your neck stand up.
Look. Do you see the goosebumps?
I do.
It's crazy from the Snapchats to the walks to the lies of the people that assaulted the victims. It's eerie.
So here's what we know. Henry Nowak and Joe Powell both died from violent assaults. One by stabbing, one by blunt force trauma. In Henry's case, the killer lied and filmed him as he died. In Joe's case, the medical record reads like a map of catastrophic injury.
Both cases raise the same questions, though. Who gets believed in the moment? Whose pain is recognized as urgent? And how many warning signs have to be ignored before someone ends up in a medical examiner's report instead of a hospital bed again?
Here's the part where we stop being polite. This is our opinion segment on The Last Clue. This is Clueless.
Because Henry Nowak shouldn't be dead, Joe Powell shouldn't be dead. And the fact that both of these young men died in situations where systems failed them should make every listener furious.
In Henry's case, a killer with a dagger stabbed him 5 times, filmed him, and then spun a story about being racially attacked. Police believed that story long enough to handcuff a dying teenager. That's not just a mistake. That's a failure of judgment, of training, and of basic human instinct.
In Joe's case, the injuries tell us everything. Skull fractures, brain swelling, hemorrhages, herniation. You don't get injuries like that from a minor altercation. You get them from serious, escalating violence, the kind that should trigger immediate, uncompromising accountability.
And while we've got musicians out here doing the right thing, Justin Moore getting sober, Eric Bass prioritizing mental health, From Ashes to Noose taking a stand against bullying, we have institutions that still struggle to recognize victims in real time.
Henry deserved better. Joe deserved better. Their families deserve better. And if we don't demand accountability, then the next young man or woman will end up in a medical examiner's report just like Joe Powell.
This isn't just tragedy. It's failure. Preventable failure. And until the system changes, we'll keep searching for the last clue because someone has to.
The Last Clue is a production of Smith Media Team, LLC. If you have any information about a case or cases you feel we should investigate, please email us at info@smithmediateamllc.com.
Thank you for listening. Stay safe, stay aware, and as always, keep searching for the last clue.
Follow the